Hi guys, Tracey here and welcome to your 45-minute full body workout. Today we won't be needing cables, just your front and back handlebars. For our leg series today, we're moving into the twos. So it's skater 2, runner's lunge 2, there is a bungee as well, and then we move on to escalator 2. I'll give you plenty of options during the class to regress or progress any of those moves. So do listen out for your spring options throughout your workout today. We will be starting off in a super crunch on one wax spring, seated on your back platform facing your carriage. I'll see you there. You're going to grab that carriage in 3, in 2, and 1. So if you don't have your carriage straps today, you can anchor your heels down in the grooves of your carriage and the rail. You're hinging back from the waist, and then we're going to start to elevate those hands up and over the shoulders. Now, when we stack the shoulders up, we're going to try to avoid a straight back where our spine is directly in line with the hip. So we're going to stop that shoulder before it gets to the hip region. We're going to keep all the tension in the abs here. Wheelbarrowing those arms up towards the top of the movement. Hold, and then slowly rolling back down, lowering the shoulders towards the floor. Try to lift the chest up an inch first, and then drawing those knees in second. So we want to avoid using the hip flexors as we lift from the bottom of the movement to the top of the crunch. We've got 15 seconds to go, and we're just going to hold it at the base. We're just going to work on drawing those knees in and out. Slow and controlled, 4 counts up. Equates to about 8 seconds in total. Let's hold this next one down. Let's just pause the upper body. Just the legs are going to draw in, and just the legs are going to push out, keeping all that tension in the center of your belly. Just a nice, easy warm up to begin your class today. Full body workout. We've got 15 seconds to go. And then we're going to pause the legs. We're going to focus on that chest lifting up and down an inch in 8. We're going to hold tension as you draw that carriage in halfway in 3. In 2, just hold it. Just the chest. Now lift up an inch and come back down an inch. Good. Up 1 and down 1. I know those hip flexors can take over a little bit here. Think about that pull back and down. Belly draws into that spine. You've got 10 seconds to go. We'll finish off. We'll go back to full range in 5. In 4, keep those arms lifted. In 3, in 2, in 1. Good. We're lifting up. We can pull that bow and arrow back. Both arms extend as the shoulders roll back down. Opposite elbow pulls towards the back of your hips, and then rolling the shoulders down. Guys, we've got 15 seconds and we're moving straight into our giant saw. Your knees will replace your hips on the platform, and your elbows will replace your heels on the carriage. In 5. In 4, it's a modified plank. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's grab that carriage. Flip yourselves down so your knees are to the platform. Your elbows are to the carriage. You're going to slowly lower those hips, find your modified plank first. From here, lift your hips up an inch, shoulders directly over those elbows. We're going to send the carriage out towards the front platform. Those arms move out into extension. Start to draw the elbows back beneath your shoulders. Keep those hips lifted, but keep them still. So when you lift those hips up a few inches and hold, it's going to activate that core. Your toes are pressing down in towards the floor. Progression coming up here. If you want a little bit more, level 2, you're going to anchor your toes down, and then you're going to start to lift the knees up into a crunch. You're going to slowly lower your knees back down towards the platform and move out into that saw. So we're turning this into your inchworm now. Knees can remain down. You can still lift and crunch. Then dropping the hips down towards the floor, you're moving back out into that saw. So take the option that works for you guys. We've got 35 seconds remaining here. We do have a little hold coming your way. In 15 seconds time, if your knees are down, I want you to challenge yourself. We're going to lift the knees and hold the crunch in 3, in 2. So lift the knees up, hold your crunch, you're looking down at your toes. Now lower the knees, tap, lift the knees, down and up. You've got 10, 9, 8 seconds to go, guys. You've got 5. We take it straight to the front. It's your bear in 3, in 2, and 1. Bring your knees to the carriage. Place your hands to the front platform rails and toes now press down onto the carriage. You're going to find your hips to a tabletop position, and we're going to slowly extend the legs out to straighten. Keeping a micro bend in those knees. Your main aim here is to make sure those hips do not drop lower than your shoulders. Stopping each and every time your knees come back beneath your hips. You're in that neutral spine. Your neck is long. Your gaze is directly down on the floor beneath you. Shoulders pulling back and out of those ears. Option to progress, you can add in that flying wheelbarrow. So the legs will straighten in that plank. Straight arms, you hinge out through the shoulders, taking the carriage out to the back. Same tempo, pull back forward. Make sure those hips re-lift to tabletop as you pull the knees in for that bear. Don't forget to breathe. In and out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Engaging through those thighs as you go out into that flying wheelbarrow. You've got 25 seconds to go. We move straight into our leg block today. We're moving into your skating number 2 on the right foot. But in 5, you're going to hold the bear. In 3, knees stop beneath your hips. In 2, in 1, let's just hold that position. We're going to lower the knees down towards the rails, tap, and then anchor up again. So we're anchoring down into the hands. We're pulling up through the lower abdominals. You've got 10 to skater 2. You're on 1 red, 1 black, or 1 red to modify. In 3, in 2, and in 1. So you're going to add on your 1 red to your current black spring, or just dropping the black so you're on a red. We're going to bring the right foot to the floor. You're going to place your left heel to the front edge of your carriage. You're in skater 2 position. You're going to push your left leg out to straighten. And we're bending at the right knee. We hold it down. Now to modify and progress this move, you're simply going to walk your right foot out to the right side if you're tall. And then if you're a little bit shorter like myself, you're going to keep that right foot closer to the platform. Altering the tension by taking the left foot further away if you're tall as well. So a few little options for you. I just want you to make sure that your right knee is directly beneath your over your heel, and your toes are really light. That left leg is the only thing moving right now as we focus on building resistance on the right side for the next few moves. Good, neck is neutral. I want you to consider holding that left leg out to straighten before squeezing the back of the leg as you return the carriage back in. I want you to find those Lagree shapes. We've got 15 seconds and we're going to hold the left leg out to straighten. That's in 10. The left leg will straighten. We're going to pulse off the right side, staying low in 3. In 2, left leg out to straighten. Either hands remain on those bars or lift your hands to prayer. We're lowering the hips and lifting the hips. Up one and down one. Pulsing through that right side. You're down and up here for 30 seconds in total. You're halfway there. 15 seconds to go before you go back to full range. Good. You've got 10. We're going to pause the hips first. In 5, in 3, 2. Let's hold the hips back down. Bring your hands as low as you prefer. Now let's push that left leg back out. Slowly in 1, in 2, in 3, and 4. Back, same tempo, out 1, out 2, out 3, and 4. You should start to feel something right now. Both sides are working simultaneously. Your right is your primary focus. We've got 15 more seconds. We're staying on the floor with the right foot. For runner's lunge 2, we pivot to the right. Your left foot will anchor down in the groove of your carriage and the rail in 8. Pivot to the right, stay low in your lunge. Runner's lunge 2, in 3, in 2, and 1. Try to stay low, guys. Try not to lift from the bottom of the movement to the top. Now, it's your back leg yet again. We're pushing out through that back leg. Slowly with control, your right knee remains directly over ankle. Now, I'm going to lift your chest up, but drop your hips back and down. Feel that change in that tension as you come lower into the movement. All the weight is through that right heel. Your right toes are light. Your little pinky toe a little heavier. 15 seconds here. Slow and control. That back leg pushes out all that resistance. You've got 10 before we hold it out. In 5, we're going to pause the left knee beneath your left hip. In 3, in 2, let's find it first. Left knee underneath your hip. Lift your hands. Now, can you elevate your hands directly over your shoulders? We go split lunge pulses. You're at the base. Down an inch and up an inch. Down 1 and up 1. Slight hinge forward at the waist. Your back leg is stationary. Your right knee is bending up and down an inch. Your hips will move. You've got 15 more seconds. We're here for 30. In total, before we come back, we go back to full range. 10, 9, in 8 seconds. We're going to hold the pulse first. In 3, in 2, hold the pulse. Hinge at the waist, bring those hands back down. Lowest position gives you more. Push that carriage out and resist as you bend that knee back in. Well done, guys. Can you get lower? Can you bring your hands onto the rails or stay up high if this is bothering your back? Coming up, guys, in 15 seconds, we're moving straight into the bungee. Now, my bungee's wrapped around my platform rail a few times. If you are tall, you won't need to do that. In 8, we're going to turn around. Left knee to the platform, right foot is in your bungee. In 3, in 2, in 1, close the carriage. Step your right foot in the bungee. Bring your left knee to the platform. Either positioning your hands on the carriage or forward on the floor. Lifting your right heel up, we're going to press the toes downwards. I'm going to start to elevate that heel up towards the ceiling. Slowly with control, we pull that knee back down. So it's a direct push up through that right heel. You're more than welcome to shift your left knee forward on the carriage if you like. The carriage should stay still, being on those heavy springs. Stay longer in this lift. Now, if you don't have a bungee today, that's absolutely fine. If you don't want to use a bungee, go air bungee. You can kick it off. If you've got a hand weight nearby, grab that hand weight, put it at the back of your knee. Nice work. We've got 15 seconds. Make sure that left hip isn't poking out to the left side of the room. Bring your weight more into the right hand. That's going to shift that left hip back over your knee. In 5, we're going to hold the heel high. In 3, in 2, lift and hold. 1 more inch, guys. Push it back up. Let's go. Pulse, pulse, double time. You're at the top section of your bungee kick. You've got 15 seconds. Stay with me. Keep working. We will go back to full range in 10. We go back to slow. Start at the top in 3. In 2, hold it. Down 1, down 2. You stop at 3. It's at the quarter of the lift. Push it back up. Got 15 more seconds. We're going to escalator 2. We're going to drop the red spring. Level 1, you're on 1 black. Level 2, you're on no springs in 8. Right foot will be to the carriage, or left foot is to the floor in 3. In 2, kick the bungee off. Now take the red spring off. Leave either the black on or take it off. Now we're stepping backwards onto the floor. Left foot remains to the floor. Right foot is going to come forward on your carriage. Now you're going to elevate your left heel off the ground and your left leg is straight. We're going to slowly start to send the carriage out as we come down into that lunge. Now if you're on no springs today, it's going to be super wobbly. You're driving through the heel. You're pulling up with the hamstring. So the back of the leg is working here. Keeping your focus forward to the front of the room. I want you to visualize that knee alignment. And the one way we can do this is to forcefully push the right heel into the carriage as you come up to the top of the movement. And I want you to think like you're pulling that knee backwards. So in case it has crept forward, we're just re-correcting that alignment. Now, because we are in escalator 2 with that foot to the floor, the right leg is never going to lock out straight, even if that carriage touches the front platform. If this is too much for you, please bring that left foot forward onto the platform for standard escalator. We've got 15 seconds here. We've got a little hold at the base. Got little pulses off the front, and that's in 10. Stay with me, guys. You're doing a great job. You've got 5. Let's meet me at the base in 3. Let's come down from where you are in 2. In 1. Let's just hold it here. Let's just pulse through that right heel. Little hinge. You can extend your arms down towards the carriage, lifting and lowering that chest. 50 more seconds, guys. Keep it slow. Keep that carriage controlled. You've got 10. Good. That right glute is working here. You've got 3, 2. Hold the pulse. Get 1 more inch down. Let's come up 1. Full range 2. Up to the top 3 and 4. We go back down. Got 30 final seconds here. Well done, everyone. Good work. Coming up next, we're going straight into French twist. You're off the back. It's the left oblique. You're welcome to keep it off the front if you choose. You've got 10. 9, you're on 1 black spring. You're at the back French twist. Left foot to the carriage, right foot back in 3, 2, and 1. Good work, guys. I know it's hard getting to the back after that one. Let's make these transitions as quick as possible. Your hands grab the handles. Your left foot crosses over the right foot. Your heels are down. If you are tall, your feet are to the very back section of the carriage. Slowly with control, we're lowering the left hip down towards the floor. Stopping at around about number 3, we're going to start to push down through the left outer blade of that foot as you squeeze and pull up through the left oblique. Shoulders are more over those wrists if you can. Your eye gaze remains down to the floor. And I want you to think about pushing through the bars as you pull up through the left oblique. But your initial point of call is to drive that left heel down, down, down into that carriage. Good. We've got 25 seconds remaining. Stay strong, guys. I know you've got this. We've got little pulses. You can add in a froggy man push-up if you like. So as the hip goes down, we peel the right foot off the carriage, you bend the knee, you go down into a push-up, you extend and land the foot. 15 seconds to go. One more time, push up if you want it. You've got 10, 9, both feet are down. We're gonna pulse that carriage up in 3, in 2, in 1, little pulses, up 1, down 1. Guys, in 15 seconds, you step forward, you turn around. We're going into a kneeling side crunch. The left knee's on the platform. Your forearms are to the carriage, replacing the feet. In 5, kneeling side crunch, step forward, turn around. 3, 2, and 1. Let's grab that carriage. Bring your left knee down on the platform. Bring your elbows to the carriage. From here, I'm going to stack your right knee on top of the left or at the back of the knee. Starting with those shoulders directly over your elbows, we're going to start to lift up through that left oblique. Your legs are bent with your feet hanging off the side edge of your platform. Allowing your chin to draw in towards the chest. You're sending your eye gaze down to that left knee. Now try not to close the carriage all the way in. You're going to use those hip flexors. We don't want to use those. So I just want you to think about pushing down, pulling back with the shoulders, feeling your last rib and hip join together. It feels a little tight. I want you to then send the carriage back out. You're welcome to add in that inchworm if you want it. So back to extension, back to pull in, and then coming back into that crunch. Guys, we've got 15 seconds still remaining here before we hold that crunch up and away. You've got 10. You've got 5. We're going to hold the lift in 3, in 2, and in 1. Let's hold that lift. You're looking down. Hold it. You're going to pulse it out 1. Anchor down, pull up 1. You got 15 seconds of little 1-inch pulses. Now we're going to ride it to the front. We're going to come into our twister position, and then we're going to move into a side plank. I'm going to give you some options. In 8, if you've done a twister already, you're going to be doing it again. You've got 5. Let's ride it to the front. In 3, in 2, and 1. Now let's bring those knees to the carriage. Ride it to the front. Now stand up. We're just going to start with that twister again. So if you were in the twister before, not the French twist, this is your double whammy. Now we're just going to hold the carriage out. And then you're going to start to draw the carriage in. So this is going to be back to your level 1 regression. Your level 2 in 3. We're going to hold a side plank. Your right arm will lift in 3. In 2. This is challenging, guys. In 1, you're welcome to take it to the platform if you like. Now you're going to start to elevate your right hand off the carriage, stabilizing that left shoulder over left wrist. Now we're going to start to lift the heels and we're going to bend the knees. It's like your accordion. We're going to thread that hand underneath and across the chest. Your heels are lifted, your legs are bending and extending. Now I'm not going to keep you here for too long, but the movements are slow and controlled. If this is not for you, you're going to place that right hand back onto that high bar and revert back to your twister. You got 25 seconds to go. Very crucial that shoulder is stabilized. Nice, the slower you go, the safer you are. You got 10 seconds to go. We're going back into the legs, guys. Skater 2. Adding on your 1 red, 1 red, 1 black, or 1 red alone in 5. Left foot forward. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. So you're adding on that 1 red spring to your current black spring. From here, you're going to step your left foot to the front of your platform. Your right heel is in your preferred spot on the carriage. From here, we're going to bend at that left knee. Chest is high. I'm going to push the right leg out to straighten. Find that pause. Slow and controlled, you start to bend that knee in. It's going to work on that heart rate. Coming back down. A few deep breaths in. And exhale out through your mouth. Good. Kick out is through the knee. So we're kicking, we're flicking that leg out, and we're pulling that heel, stopping back beneath the knee. Now, your weight is over to the left. It's really easy to throw more weight into the right side. Shoulders are square with the hips. Can you send those hips back and down a bit more? As if you're falling backwards, holding onto those high bars. The lower you go, the more we feel this. Start to shake. Now this right leg has already worked. It's our second primary mover, but you will feel the shakes are going to be a little bit more real this time. Maybe even convulse. Good. We got 15 seconds to go here. And then we're going to find that little hold at the base. We pulse through the left side. That's in 10. Hands can stay lightly down or lift them up in 5. We're pulsing left side, right leg straight in 3, 2, hold the right. Can you lift your hands up? Now stay left, we pulse up and down. You're 30 seconds in this movement. I want those hips to go back and down, back and down. That knee of the left does not push forward and back. Just the hips, 15 seconds to go here, guys. We go back to full range. We'll go back to full range together. That's in 5. You're going to hold the pulse in 3, in 2, hold the pulse, pause. Hands come down, push that right leg out first. Now bend it in 1, in 2, in 3, in 4, back out 1, out 2, out 3, find that furthest push, resist and squeeze the back of the leg, 15 seconds to go. We've got runners 2, it's a simple pivot to the left. That's in 10. Runners 2, runners lunge number 2 in 5, in 4, stay low, in 3, in 2, in 1, stay low. Doesn't matter if you have to switch things around a little bit. Do not lock out through that left leg. Now we start to push out through that right leg with an elevated right heel. Slow and controlled. You're resisting that carriage from slamming in towards that platform. Hands are super light. Good. If you need to elevate your hands a little higher, then do so. Just a few fingers is all you need. Or bringing the hands back lower to the platform. Pushing out through the balls of your feet. Good. Stay strong here, guys. I know everything's starting to burn. You're more than halfway through your class. Couple of breaths in and out. In 15 seconds, we're going to hold that right leg in. Your right knee will stop beneath your right hip. Keep that chest lifted. It's a constant reminder where we are in any given moves. You've got 8, 7, in 6, we're going to hold the right knee in. You're going to lift your hands in 3, in 2, we're going to pause that right leg. Now start to find your balance, elevate your hands, bring your hands to prayer. From here, we're pulsing through that left side. 30 seconds, you're up 1, you're down 1. Good. Keep it strong. Do not give up. It's that mind over matter. Mind is strong. Body will follow. 15 seconds to go. We go back to full range. We pause it first in 8. You're going to hold the hips still. In 3, in 2, pause. Let's bring those hands back down in position. Drop those hips. Back to full extension, right leg. In 1, in 2, in 3, In 4, that heel alignment of your right heel directly over your toes is super important. Get those shakes in. See what happens when you lift that heel directly up. Stack them. My springs are shaking, guys. I'm going to have to drop that heel so it doesn't make noise. Keep going for me. 15 seconds to go. Nice work. You've got that bungee up next. We're going to flip ourselves around. We're going to place the bungee on the left foot in 8. Get ready, guys. No spring change. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It's like an earthquake in my room. From here, left foot in that bungee now. Bring your right knee forward or keep it to the platform. Let's lift and find that resistance hold. Now let's get back into this. Weight through the left side. Point your toes, lift your heel up, and then down 1, down 2, down 3. I like to pause there. Driving that heel up 1, up 2, up 3. Find your pause. There it is. Slow and control. Pull that left heel closer into the back of the knee before driving that heel back up towards the sky. Feeling that squeeze. Control. Feel it. Enjoy it. You've worked so hard. Our hardest one is yet to come though, guys. We've got that Escalator 2 that's coming up next. We've got 20 seconds to go before we hold that heel high. Making sure that weight is still over to the left side so that right hip pulls back over right knee. Got 15 seconds to go before we hold that lift. In 10. And we're going to lift to the highest point. In 5. In 3, 2. Lift and hold. 1 more inch, push it up. Let's go. Up, up, up. Good. Feel that burn, guys. You still got a little bit more time in this move. 15 seconds here. We will go back to full range to finish it off in 10. You're going to hold that pulse at the top in 5, 4, 3, 2. Find the pause first. Let's do this. Down 1, down 2, down 3. You got 15 final seconds. We're going to be on Escalator 2. You're going to drop the red, either leaving 1 black for level 1 or no springs level 2. In 8, we're stepping backwards on the floor. You're changing your springs first. In 3, in 2, in 1. Kick the bungee off. Taking your springs either all off or leaving your black spring on. Stepping backwards onto the floor. Now, my right foot is already underneath my platform. I'm going to position my left foot to the carriage. From here, I'm going to keep my carriage closed. I'm going to stand tall. Take a big, deep breath in. All right, when you're ready, I'm going to start to send the carriage out. Keeping your chest high, back leg straight. Left knee over ankle, find your lowest position. And then we're driving down through the carriage heel, pulling up and back with your left hamstring. So your target muscle, as we lift from the bottom of the lunge to the top, is purely back leg focused. So the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes are all working here. Now, common thing that people feel generally in a lunge is the hip flexor off the secondary leg. So the leg that is straight. So what you might want to consider doing to relax the front of the thigh is to just soften the knee a little bit more as you come up to the top of the movement. Then I like to straighten it out. I don't feel it so much as I come down into the lunge, but I definitely feel it as I'm pulling the carriage back in. So I'm just going to focus my weight through that left side purely. Good, we've got 20 seconds to go here before we stay low. Really focusing on the nice, slow, controlled movements. Might feel this side is more favorable to you or a little bit harder. That's absolutely fine. You've got 10 seconds to go before we hold it down. In 5, in 4, 3, to find your range of motion here. It should be effective. Arms can extend or keep them at your chest. You're either hinging forward at the waist or we're pulsing through that left heel. Keeping that carriage still. You're here for 30 seconds, I know. Stay strong. You're squeezing for dear life, guys. Everything is switched on, 15 seconds to go. We will be going back to full range. We're going to pause it in 8. Everything is still in 3, in 2. Let's hold it. Let's get down 1 more inch. Let's go, guys. Let's lift. Up 1, up 2, up 3, and 4. Take it straight back. Out 1, out 2, out 3, and 4. Nice. You've got 15 final seconds. We go back to that French twist off the back. You're on the right oblique on 1 black spring in 8. We're going to add on that black spring if you haven't done so already. French twist or twister in 3, in 2, and in 1. So you're adding on that extra of that black spring. Grab your handlebars. Right foot crosses over first. Left foot steps behind that foot. Try to keep your heels down. I know challenging, but definitely that right heel remains flat to the carriage. You're pulling up through the right oblique. You're finding resistance as you pull up and away. Good, controlling the downward movement. Now, if you're off the front in twister, your range of motion is going to be greater. If you're at the back, we're going to hold more resistance at the top half of the rails. Stopping at around about number 3, and then pushing down, pushing through your right heel, pulling up and away from your right side. You're welcome to start to add in that froggy man push-up. As you draw the knee in, you're bending at the elbows. And then we're landing the foot back as you come into French twist. Keep breathing here. 25 seconds to go. Squeeze those handlebars in towards one another. Got a little pulse at the end of this movement in 10. We're going to pulse that carriage out in 3, halfway, 2, 1, hold it, out 1, in 1, in 15 seconds. We step forward, we turn around for your kneeling crunch. You've got 8. You need the carriage, right knee to the platform. We're facing the carriage in 3, in 2, and in 1. Let's hold that carriage, bringing that right knee down first. Bringing your left knee and forearms down second, and then slowly opening that carriage out. Your left knee stacks over right, and we go straight into that crunch. Pulling up through the right side, squeezing as you lift, taking your eye gaze down to your right knee. Those legs are bent. Making sure the shoulders don't push forward over your wrists. You can add in that twisted saw, turning this into your giant inchworm in twisted position. 1 crunch, 1 saw. As you get stronger in Lagree, you will find where the resistance counts the most, and you will hold it in position for longer. Spending more time in tension, with the intention to get stronger, is so good in this move. Feeling strong. We've got 15 seconds to go. Keep that chest lifted. Pull those shoulders down and back as you come into that crunch. Peel that chin away from your chest in that saw. You've got 8. We're going to hold the crunch. In 5. In 4. Lift and hold. 3, 2. Lift and hold your crunch. Pull out 1 more inch. We pulse it out 1. Push it in 1. You've got 10, guys. You're riding it to the front. We find that twister first. In 5, hands on high, bars off the front. In 3, in 2, in 1, bringing those knees to the carriage. Riding it to the front and stepping up. Right foot over left foot. Now we're just going to go through a few of the twisters first. So legs are straight, just like that French twist. Shoulders are directly over your wrists. Heels remain down for now. Good, so 1 more of these, And then we're going to stabilize. We're going to find that side position. The carriage will open out first in 3. In 2, you're welcome to come down to the elbows on the platform if you like. In 2, 1, now hold. Shift your weight over to the right side. Slowly start to elevate your left hand up, over shoulder, right shoulder directly stacked. Lift your heels. Now pull and bend those knees. Just finding that accordion first. Then when you're ready and if you want it, you can start to thread that left hand under and across the chest. So slow and controlled here. Trust yourself. You are stronger than you know. Those heels are lifted, you're on your tippy toes. Pushing down as you anchor down into that right hand. We don't have much longer to go, guys. We go straight into upper body next. You got 15 seconds remaining. Option 1, level 1, 2 black springs. I'll be on option 2, 1 red. We're stepping to the left side. Make that right. In 3, in 2, and 1. So we're going to go into our wheelbarrow shoulder press. So adding on either the extra black spring to your current spring or your red springs. You're off to the left side. Your right hand is going to be on the carriage rail, either further forward or closer to your platform. Bring your left hand to the floor. Bring yourself into a modified plank. Now you're down low. Hold. We're going to push the right arm out. 1. Bend your right knee, elbow in. Hold. Now come up out of that position in your push-up. Shift your knees back a little further. We come back down. Bend your left elbow. Extend your right out. 1. Pull it in. Out. 2. Hold. Now lift up. Slow. The arm is straight as you lift from the bottom of the movement to the top. Let's come back down into that modified plank. Push your right arm out. We've got 3 of these. So bending at the right elbow, push out. That's 1. Bend at the elbow, push out. That's 2. 1 more. Bend at the elbow, push out. 3. Hold. Now straight arm, lift up out of your low position to the top. Your left arm is bending and extending. Now we go back down, guys. We're going to reverse it. We've got 3. So stay low. Pull that right elbow in. Push out. 1. Hold. Pull that right elbow in. Push out. That's 2. 1 more time. Pull that right elbow in. Push out. That's 3. Hold. Lift up. 1. Up 2. Up 3. We've got 2 more of these. And 1. Let's come down. Hold. 2 rounds here. In. Bend. Push out. Hold. 1 more. In. Bend. Push out. Now hold. Lift up. 1. Your arm is straight. Up 2. Up 3. And 4. Last 1. Just 1 repetition. Push out. Hold. Bend it in. Hold. Push it out. Pause. Lift up. 1. Tricep dips. Up 2. Up 3. Turn around, guys. Stand up. Your feet are on the floor. Hands on high bars. If you've got room, your legs are straight. If you don't have room, your legs are bent. We're going push-ups. Sorry, dips. Tricep dips. Let's get that breath going. Welcome to have a break. You're welcome to go into a spoon. Any tricep work, you've got 15 seconds only. You're at the end of your class, guys. We shift over to the left side. It may be your preferred or not your preferred side in 8. We go back into those rounds in 5, that single-armed wheelbarrow push-up combo in 3, in 2, and in 1. All right, guys, this is your last little bit of effort. Left hand, furthest rail away. Right hand to the floor. Now, your right elbow is going to bend. Your left arm extends. Hold. Bend your left elbow, drag the carriage in, stay low. Push the left arm out, pause. Now lift up 1, up 2, up 3, and 4. We go back down 1. Down 2, you're bending at your right. 3, let's hold. 2 repetitions here. Bend your left in, push your left out straight. Bend your left in, push your left out straight, pause. Now lift up 1, up 2, up 3, and 4. 3 rounds next. Let's go down. Find it down, hold. 3 repetitions left side. Bending it in, pushing it out. Pause. 2 more. Bending it in, pushing it out. Pause. 1 more. Bending it in, pushing it out. Hold. Lift up 1, up 2. We've got 1 more round, guys. 3 and 4. We start off with the 3 repetitions. Let's go. Last little push. Hold it down. 3 repetitions now. Bending it in, push out. 2 more. Bending it in, pushing it out. 1 more. Bending it in, pushing it out. Hold. Lift up 1, up 2, up 3. Got 2 rounds next. Let's go. So close. Hold it, find it down. Let's go. Bending it in, push it out, pause. 1 more. Pulling it in, pushing it out. You hold. Let's lift. Up 1, up 2, up 3. Last 1. Come back down. Hold it out. Bending it in. This is only 1. Pushing it out. Lift up. We're on 1 black spring. Push-ups in 3, 2. Come onto your knees or onto your toes. Drop your springs, either 1 or none. Come onto your toes or your hands, knees or hands. Let's go. Push-ups. You're here for 30 seconds, guys. That is it. Down and up. Everything is shaking. You've worked so hard today. Your regression here is to hold something that challenges you. You've got 10, 9, you're done in 8. Good, you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. Amazing job today.